The Sport Industry Summit is really a forum to bring all of the role players in the sports industry in the country together. And it's a forum where we try to promote discussion around the issues around, or the issues in sport, or the issues that, we try to discuss the issues that the industry is challenged with at the moment. So issues such as governance in sport, development, sustainable development with respect to players, the various sporting codes. You know, we've got sporting codes under administration. We've got a number of issues, and the hope is that it creates an impartial platform where these issues can actually be discussed. I think that the need arose to have something like the summit out of the fact that South Africa doesn't have a sponsorship body. We don't have an industry body that governs the business of sport in this country. We have various sponsors forums and we have various sponsors, but they tend to operate in isolation from each other. And there are not too many bodies that actually bring all sports and all role players in the industry together in one particular forum. The Sport Industry Awards is going into its 4th year now. We believe it's been exceptionally successful, and it's been very, very well received by the industry as well. The need to have something like the Sport Industry Awards arose out of being able to give credit to phenomenal marketing excellence with respect to sport and sponsorships in South Africa. We have numerous other awards like the South African Sports Awards or the Lurie Awards, but they're very specific in that they reward certain aspects of the industry, but there was no one that was rewarding companies that were using sport as a platform within the marketing and communications mix in order to promote their products and their brands. I think that the significant gains that have been made as a result of the summit in the past is really that discussion has been facilitated. Very, very seldom do you find the CEOs of all of the major sporting codes in one room at the same time. They all have a wealth of knowledge in their various sporting codes and the organizations that they run, but they don't generally get together in order to share ideas and discuss the successes that they've had in the past. When we partner them with sponsors, with players, and with other rights holders alike, it just facilitates that discussion, and the idea is that we can all learn from each other for the betterment of the industry. Across the various events that the Sport Industry Group runs in South Africa, we've been extremely fortunate that the vast majority of the CEOs and the top management of all the sporting federations have attended the events in at least some way in the past. When we get together as an industry and we have 1,200 people at the awards, every single major sporting code in the country is represented, and not just the major codes, but a lot of what is called the Cinderella codes as well, because we reward excellence in sport communication, and a lot of the work that smaller codes like swimming or hockey are doing are in exactly the same, or portrayed in exactly the same light as, for example, what cricket, rugby and soccer are also doing. I think in general South African sport is not in a bad place at all. We have phenomenal results both on and off the field. I think that we are respected globally in many aspects. Does that mean we don't have challenges? Absolutely not. I think that there are a lot of things that can be improved, but they're not necessarily drastic or earth-shattering changes. The ones that spring to mind for me are obviously things like governance in sport. We're sitting with issues at the moment that are topical in the media at the moment. For example, sponsors pulling out of SAFA, some of them citing match fixing, some of them citing a changing of their strategic direction with respect to marketing. We've got the Ministry of Sport that's had to get involved in both cricket South Africa recently. They've just had to run the boxing in Durban in order to address a lot of the issues going on in boxing. And, you know, we're all aware of what's happening in athletics and the press that it's getting, and not always positive press. But I think despite those challenges, South African sport is in a very healthy space. But ultimately, at the end of the day, all that fans care about is whether we're winning on the field. And if we continue delivering good results on the field, it means that we are doing good work in the background as well. One of the other issues that is starting to become a lot more prominent of late is that of transformation and development. You know, we're firmly of the opinion that transformation starts at grassroots level. If you're not getting it right at the bottom, you're never going to have significant or meaningful transformation at the top end of the sport. I think that within any industry, discussion is key. And if the summit can achieve just one thing, and that's getting sporting codes, athletes, sponsors, and rights holders alike, in order to start speaking about the issues that are currently affecting us in South Africa, to me that would be the yardstick of success.